Welcome back to Realistic Fishing. It feels like fall. It finally feels like fall. 60 something degrees out, it's windy, and I'm gonna try a new product today to see if I can get longer casts when I'm using shad imitating baits, because I just want to cover water. So here's what I'm using. Reel snot. Never tried it before, so let's go over how I'm going to experiment with this. So here's the rod and reel combo I'm going to use. A 5 bearing Abu Garcia Ultramax on a 7-foot Vengeance casting rod. This is something you could buy at Walmart or Academy. Hey, did you see those shad? School of them getting pushed around by a fish down there. So anyway, this is an entry-level baitcaster, and these are the lures I'm going to throw today. So I got a 5/8 ounce lipless crank, and I got this smaller bootlegger 1/4 ounce crank. So I'm going to fish with both of these for a while. Take note of my casting. Fish with this for a while, fish with this for a while. Then I'm going to put on the reel snot. It's Ike approved. Then I'm going to see if they cast further. Just as simple as that. Hopefully I can get a bonus fish while I'm doing my experiment. Alright, let's get that bigger crank tied on first, since that's what I typically use. It's kind of an overcast day. The sun is trying to peek out every once in a while, so I'm going with this gold pattern lipless crank. Has a spot on the side like a shad, but it has a little bit of orange in it, you know, maybe like a bluegill or an injured or dying shad, so I thought I'd give this one a go. So the first half of this video is going to be fishing without the reel snot on the reel. I'm just going to be casting this and the bootlegger, trying to catch a bass. No line lubricant, no line conditioner, whatever it's called. Just me, my Abu, and the lipless crank. Hopefully I can get a bass. Hopefully I can get anything. Even if I don't, I'm still curious to see how it casts. Here we go without it. Just getting started. All right, we're out there a good 75 feet. See how much line's on the spool. Not bad. Cast fairly well, as is. I gotta make sure I don't change the magnetics or the manual brake on the side there, because that'll change how far it casts. I gotta leave all the settings the same. That's the only way I'll get a good feel of if it's doing anything or not. Same there, about 75, 80 feet. Not chucking it as hard as I can, but you know, just a good two-handed cast. Just fan casting out here off the end of the dock. All right, so far one fan cast around, nothing. The courteous thing to do when boats are coming is to let them have the boat launch. All right, let's see what we can do over here in this cove. Hey, I caught someone's line. Let's get this line picked up and cleaned up and into the garbage. because I respect the park more than this jackass. Pretty disgusting. Let's go get this thrown away. You know, if you want to leave this shit laying around at your house or in your car, I don't care. But at the park where it ruins it for everyone, you're a jackass. That was easy. All right, a few more casts and I'm going to put on that smaller lipless crankbait. We're going to switch to that other smaller lipless crank now. There we go. Now we got this smaller one on here, the bootlegger. Hopefully these guys don't fish right over me. Looking mighty likely. Anyway, this feels more like a 1/4 ounce. So let's get a few casts with this. Check that distance. All right, that was a little different. Got about 30, 40 feet maybe. I would say 35, 40 feet. I can feel the much tighter wobble on this one. We'll see if I can entice anything with this smaller profile. I could probably cast and hit that boat with my other lure on. Slightly dickish. And he's coming this way. I guess I just don't care. All right, let's go back over here. I could have caught that guy's hat if I wanted to. Back over here, let's get some casting in, see what's up. Same, 35, 40 feet. At least there's no boats over here. Because, you know, nothing says I'm a good fisherman like fishing right over someone who's still standing on the bank. I casted about 6 feet from those guys twice, probably splashed their boat. They didn't give a f. Now we're gonna put on the reel snot. So I watched a video on how to apply it. The guy casted it out, sprayed 2 sprays on his reel, reeled it in, then sprayed 1 more. So that's what we're gonna do. All right, 1 spray, reel it till it's 180 degrees, spray again. Now reel it in. That way it gets all over the reel, all over the spool. And then spray it 1 more time. There we go. This does say danger, harmful or fatal if swallowed. So, I mean, what if you're touching your thumb on it and you eat some candy? Are you gonna get poisoned? Hopefully not. But here we go. Now we're casting with the reel snot. We'll see if it's obviously casting further or not. Well, it spun a bunch of oil and shit all over the place. It's on my fingers, on the handles. It didn't go that much further. It actually started to backlash a little at the end there. But we'll give it a few casts to let it work itself in. You know what it feels like? It feels like it's flying off of there up into my face. I'm getting like a little bit of a mist. When I cast, there's like a mist of it coming off and getting on my skin. You know, that looked like the same 30 feet to me. We'll try a few more though. I definitely feel it on my fingers and on the pedals of my reel. Yeah, same 35 feet maybe. So far I'm not noticing a difference, except my fingers are now slippery and it's on the paddles here on my handle. Alright, can you see right here? The water is beating up on the reel. It's got like a coat of oil on it or something now, and the water is kind of beating up like you just got a car wash. Hi, you're on the show. Alright, well, I didn't really notice any difference with the smaller one here. Let's tie that bigger one on, see what happens. Going for the big boy again. Here's where I'll see if I get that distance, because I was not getting it on the small 1/4 ounce lipless. Let's see what happens here. Maybe. It might have been a little further. We'll have to keep going and see, but that felt pretty smooth. It didn't go drastically farther, like, oh my god, it's a miracle, but maybe another 5 feet, I don't know. We're gonna have to keep playing with it and see if it's obvious. Yeah, maybe. I think another 5 feet, maybe. Yeah, I think it might be helping a little bit. I could always cast it 20 feet and say, no, it makes it shorter. I could always whip it as hard as I can and say, see, it makes it further. The hard part is doing a realistic review of something like this, because there are so many factors. But yeah, I would say it's going a little further, 5 to 10 feet if I had to guess. On that smaller crank, I didn't notice anything at all. It's a good cast. Now I'd just like to catch a fish. That's the hardest part. I don't think there's been enough cold weather to snap this water and make them come alive, but soon. Let's go try over there from the bank. All right, one more cast. All right, so here's another look at the product. Reel Snot Line and Reel Lube. Mike Iaconelli approved. What do I think about it? Well, I don't think it's a miracle worker. I didn't notice any difference on the 1/4 ounce lipless crankbait. However, when I started throwing around the 5/8, that heavier crankbait, I think there was a noticeable difference. 5 to 10 feet on each cast. I'm not sure exactly how poisonous it is, but I'm slightly uncomfortable putting something fatal on my fishing line when my hands are touching it all the time. So I guess there's a trade-off there. Do you want slippery, oily poison on your line for 5 to 10 feet? I guess that's up to you. Thanks for watching Realistic Fishing. Keep it realistic.